Welcome guys, Frankie here from Your Property Wealth. Welcome to another series of Growing Together. Happy New Year guys, it's a new year 2021. You know, last year was a bad year for a lot of people, and it was a good year for a lot of people as well. But look, let's start fresh. It's a new year, it's a new year of setting goals, going out there and achieving things that you thought you couldn't possibly do. So please guys, if you haven't watched our last video of goal setting, please go back and watch that video before you watch this video. There's a video that's going to give you the tools and the tricks of what it takes to set goals, but not just set goals, have to follow through. Because majority of people that set goals don't follow through, and 95% or more of people do not follow through. So that video is designed to teach you how to stay accountable and how to achieve your goals. As well, go to our website if you can and get our free resources that's free to you for you guys to go and download, and you can straight away go use it. It's our roadmap template that is designed to teach you and help you track your goals. So visit www.yourpropertywealth.ltd. Go there, it's free of charge, it's not gonna cost you anything. Now guys, today's video is crucial video to give you the breakdown of the 4 wealth generators and what the 4 wealth generators can do for you when building a property portfolio. Because the majority of Australian investors don't have all their 4 wealth generators lined up, and they get stuck when building a property portfolio. So this video is to teach you, to give you the insights, to help you understand what it takes to have what you can do, if you have all your ducks lined up. Now, I'm not going to go into depth with each individual wealth generator because it's a massive topic, but I'm going to be releasing more videos as the weeks go on and break them individually down for you guys. So let's get started. What are the 4 wealth generators? We have appreciation, we have income, which is cash flow, taxes, and loans. So let's get started with appreciation. So there's 2 factors of appreciation. We have natural appreciation, and we have forced appreciation. So let's start off with natural appreciation. Now, we've all heard the story probably from our grandparents or our parents. They purchased the property 10 years, 20 years, 30 years later, that property is worth 5x, 10x, 15x, or even 20x in value. And why is that? It's because of the natural tendency over time of prices increasing. Now, it's because of inflation, of scarcity, and because of speculation in the market. Now, not every location is treated equally. Not every location is going to grow in the same growth rate as each other. So this is crucial to understand, to make sure you do the right due diligence, to make sure you're investing in the next hotspot and you're going to ride the wave up, because that's how you become a successful property investor. Now, there's a lot of fundamentals to understand. It's a big jigsaw puzzle. You got to make sure there's a big supply demand in that location. So there's a massive demand but low supply of stock. You got to make sure that there's infrastructure projects going in that location. Why are people moving there? Internal migration. Why are they moving to that location? What new industries are coming? You know, what's happening in that location? Is there a gentrification? Is there like a cafe funk that's starting to improve the gentrification of the people in that location? Or maybe is there a certain industry coming in that is increasing jobs dramatically? It can be a number of things, but I'm going to be releasing more videos on this individual topic, so stay tuned. So, forced appreciation. Forced appreciation is when we purchase a property that needs a slight rehab, needs a slight renovation. You know, it needs maybe new paint inside, maybe it needs new carpet, new curtains, maybe new appliances, maybe a slight renovation in the kitchen and bathroom, or maybe some landscaping at the front and rear of the property. Why we're doing this is to increase the equity, increase the capital growth, so then we can release the equity, then we can go out and purchase more property. But when you're doing this, a forced appreciation tactic, you're actually increasing the rental income as well. So you're getting 2 factors. You're getting your cash flow, your income, you're increasing, and you're increasing your capital growth, and so you're improving the quality of the property as well. So this is a great way to accelerate your property portfolio. Now, what's another tactic when using forced appreciation? A lot of buyers agents use it, and it's purchasing a property under market value. So let's just say for a 4-bedroom house in a particular suburb, the average price for a 4-bedroom house is $350,000. Now we've gone out there into the market and using professional negotiation tactics, we've actually purchased a property $50,000 under market value. So we've purchased that at $300,000. So straight away, you can refinance that property and you can go out there and use the equity and purchase more property. Now it's a great tactic because you don't have to swing a hammer, you don't have to get any contractors in to do the work and to do the renovation. And so straight off the bat, after settlement, you got $50,000 under your sleeve, ready to use to go out there and purchase more property. So if you have your ducks lined up and you can ride the wave up of natural appreciation, and you can force appreciation by doing a small renovation and purchasing on the market value, it's a great tactic to use. So what's the second wealth generator? Cash flow. This is why a lot of Australian property investors get stuck. 71% of Australian investors only have one investment property. 1.6% of Australian investors only have two investment properties. And why is this? It's because of their cash flow situation. Cash flow is your income after expenses have been paid. So after you've paid your expenses from getting your monthly rent from your investment property, after you've paid your interest repayments, after you've paid your insurances, your management fees, your repairs, your utilities, etc., after you've paid it through your rental income, you want to make sure that property is actually putting money in your pocket afterwards, so there's a leftover surplus. So it's in a positive state, a positive gear. Now, what majority of Australian investors do, they purchase a property, their very first property, in a blue chip area. Now this property, from the get-go, isn't going to pay for its expenses from its rental income. So the actual owner of the property has to actually contribute of his own funds to pay down the expenses. Now, when this happens, the banks look at this as a liability. Now, everyone's situation is different, but I'm talking in a very broad sense. And they look at you as a liability because the property is not servicing itself. You're actually having to contribute. And if your income's not high enough, the banks look at that as a liability and they're not going to lend you any more money. So this is why majority of people get stuck on the very first property in Australia. So what's the third wealth generator? And you're probably thinking, I actually have to pay tax, so how's that a wealth generator? So let me explain. The Australian government, it appreciates Australian investors. They love Australian investors, and why? It's because you're doing a service for the country. You're giving Australians homes. You're creating jobs and you're stimulating the Australian economy. So they give rewards to Australian investors. So what they do is, if you own an investment property, you get to claim all your expenses on tax at the end of the financial year. So all your interest repayments, all your management fees, your insurances, your utilities, your repairs. When you settle on the property, your solicitor fees. If you get a pest and building report on the property, that fee there too, you get to claim it on tax and get that back at tax time. But not just that, if you purchase a property before the cutoff date of 1987, you can claim a depreciation report on that property. And what a depreciation report is, a quantity surveyor will go into a property, they will do a report, and at the end of the report it would say, you get to claim $10,000 off your taxable income until the cutoff date for this particular property. So let me explain. We purchase a property and we get to claim $10,000 of, deduct $10,000 off our taxable income. So if you're at the base rate of $90,000, let's say, you have to pay just over $20,000 in tax. Because you've got a depreciation report now done, you get to write off $10,000 off your $20,000 of taxable income. So instead of paying $20,000, you're actually paying you have to pay $10,000 in tax at your financial year, at the end of the financial year. So it's a great way you're saving money through taxes, but you're actually increasing your net worth and your income as well. So it's a great way to accelerate your property portfolio. Now, if the property is built before or past the 1987, now what you can do, you can still go get a depreciation report on that property, because if that property's had a renovation or an extension or whatever it may be on that property, you can still get a quantity surveyor. He will check it out for you, and they can go out there and they can see if you can still claim deductions on that property. Now, when you do get a depreciation report, every year that the depreciation is actually going to get less and less. So in the first year, let's just say if you're getting $10,000, as the years go on, it's going to go in a downwards trend. I'm not going to get too much on this topic, but I'm going to do another video on taxes in the future. So, what's the last wealth generator? We have loans. Loans, lending or using other people's money. So using the bank's money to leverage so we can go out there and purchase more property is a great asset to have. You know, if you can use the least amount of your own savings to put down as a deposit and leverage the bank's money to go out there and purchase more property, it's a great wealth generator. Now, for everyone's situation, sometimes it's not suitable to put down the least amount of money depending on your strategy, depending on your goals, but it's very crucial if you're starting to build a property portfolio, from the very get-go, you want to try and put down as least amount of money into the deal. And it can only be safe if you get all your ducks lined up, making sure you do the right due diligence, making you understanding, you knowing that this property is actually going to pay for itself if I put the least amount of money in. So that's where you're going to make sure you do the right due diligence. You have the right team, the right people that can help you, you know, exponentially grow your wealth here. So let me paint this, let me put this in a picture for you guys so you can get a broader sense of what this all can do for you guys. So we've gone out there, we've got our team. We know exactly that this property is going to appreciate in the next 5 to 10 years, and we're going to ride the wave up to capital growth. Now, we've gone out there and we've negotiated. Professional negotiation tactics have got us this property for $50,000 under market value. So we've purchased the property. We purchased this property here for $300K. Now, this property is worth $350,000. The average price for a 4-bedroom house is worth $350,000. So we've actually, off the bat, we've got $50,000K of equity in our pocket that we can actually have the opportunity to refinance that and go out there and purchase more property. But not just that, we can actually do a forced appreciation of a rehab, a renovation. You know, we can do a slight renovation to the property to improve the equity and improve the income as well. But what we've done, this property here, every month, it's going to be putting $400 in our pocket per month. And that's net income. This is after expenses have been paid. So this is net income. Not gross, net income. It's going to be putting $400 per month in your pocket. Yes, you heard that correctly. $400 net income in your pocket after expenses have been paid. So, straight away, we've got our ducks lined up. Now, let's get the third duck lined up. Taxes. We've got a depreciation report done on this property. Now, they've come back and they said in the first year, up until the cutoff date for this particular property, you get the write-off $10,000 of your taxable income. So you're getting $10,000 of your taxable income. Not just that, you get to claim all your expenses on the property as well. So your management fees, your interest repayments, your utilities, your insurances, you get to claim all that on tax as well, which is a bonus. So you can see where I'm going with this. This is looking pretty good, isn't it? So let's go to the last step, leverage. So we've put a 10% deposit, which is a 30K deposit, which is a 90/10 LVR, loan to value ratio. 90% of the loan, 10% of the deposit. So we put as least amount of money into the deal. And by doing this, guys, this is safe. Because at the end of the day, this property is actually paying for itself and it's putting money in your pocket. And you put the least amount of money in and you're getting tax rebates. So guys, when you're doing this, and if you have the right team around you, you can achieve this. This is quite simple. There's no rocket science to this, guys. You can see here, I've done this for our clients, and this is a snowball effect. If you get all your ducks lined up, this can be a domino effect. And this is how you exponentially increase your income, your net worth, guys. So guys, if this was impactful, if you got something from this, please, leave us a comment. Please send us a message, please like this video and please share this with other people. If you know someone that's going out there and they're going to purchase a property for an investment property, make sure they have their ducks lined up. Because majority of people don't. Like I said, 71% of Australian investors only have one investment property. So if you can understand these 4 fundamentals, you're going to go out there and do better than the majority of the people. So guys, stay tuned. I'm going to be breaking these down individually as the weeks go on. So please stay tuned to yourpropertywealth.com.au. Sorry, yourpropertywealth.ltd. Stuff that up there. But please stay tuned. Follow us on our social media pages. You're on our Instagram, on our Facebook, and on our YouTube series of Your Property Wealth, guys. So stay tuned. Hope you're all doing well. Frank here from Your Property Wealth. Have a great day, guys.